Hello everyone, myself Ms. Shubhra Bende from Government College of Arts, Science and Commerce, Assistant Professor. Program Bachelor of Science, 3rd year, Subject Botany, Semester 5, Course Code BOC 107, Course Title Microbiology and Plant Pathology. Title of the unit Plant Disease Management, Module name Cultural Systems for Disease Management. Outline Plant Disease Management, Types of Plant Disease Management, Cultural Disease Management. Learning Outcomes explains the plant disease management, lists the types of plant disease management, describes the cultural method disease management. Now we will see what is exactly the disease management. The aim of the disease management is to effect complete control over diseases. The methods of disease management, they may vary depending on kind of the pathogen, host and interaction between them. Now the strategies are aimed at protecting the plant from being diseased rather than curing them. This means that we are trying to protect the plant before it gets affected with the disease rather than when it is affected and we are trying to cure it. So these are two different things and there are different methods involved depending on whether we are preventing the plant from getting affected or it is already affected and we are curing it. Now the types of disease management. Based on the nature of agent, we can divide the disease management into physical, chemical, cultural and biological. Now today we are going to focus more on cultural disease management. Now the cultural disease management. This method is known to control the diseases through the activities of man and or through genetic manipulation. That is, here humans are involved with different strategies to eliminate the disease or the pathogen. And the cultural disease management, it can broadly be classified into three things. First is avoidance of pathogen, exclusion of inoculum, third is eradication of pathogen. Now first one, that is avoidance of pathogen. Under this there are different strategies. First we will see proper selection of geographic area. Now there are some diseases, for example bacterial and fungal diseases, which infect the crops in wet areas. For example smut in Tylosporium penicillariae and ergot of pearl millet. These are the diseases, they are going to affect the plant if the plants are grown in wet areas. If we try to change the geographical area, then the extent of the disease may vary. It may be low or it will not at all affect the plant. Now the second strategy is selection of the field. Now this particular strategy will help in managing the soil-borne diseases, because cultivating the same crop year after year in the same field, it increases the survivability of the soil-borne pathogen and it makes the soil weak, because the same pathogen and the same host, if they are grown on the same area, the probability is going to increase and soil is going to become weak. Example is red rot of sugarcane, which is found in all over the world. This is the most common disease of sugarcane. Second is late blight of the potato. Third strategy is choice of time of sowing. Now the pathogens infect the susceptible plant under certain environmental conditions. The same way how the plant requires the same certain environmental conditions, the same way the pathogen also requires some environmental condition. So if we take the example of pea and gram, if they are planted soon after the rain, when the soil temperature and the moisture level are high, it shows high incidence of root rot, blight and wilt. But the same plants, if they are delayed, sowing timing is delayed, it will help in reducing the incidence. Now fourth strategy is disease escaping variety. Now there are varieties of crop which escape the attack of the pathogen. Now this can be because of the inherent characteristics and growth and time of maturity. For example, pea and wheat plants which mature early, that is by January, they escapes the damage from the powdery mildew and rust. Fifth strategy is selection of seed and planting stock. This is also very important because if we take the example of potato, tuber indexing is a method which is adopted for obtaining virus-free seed. That is, we know the potato, it has got eyes all over the tuber. That is, we say those are birds, but in common language we call is eyes. So one eye is removed and grown and see whether the plant is affecting or not, getting diseased or not. If it is not getting diseased, then that potato is used for seed production. It can manage loose smut of wheat which is caused by Astilago nuda triticale and bunchy top of banana, that is banana virus 1. Sixth one is modification of cultural practices. Now here we have sowing, choice of crops, crop rotation, irrigation time, method, application of fertilizers and soil amendment. If a farmer is facing the same disease which is caused to his or her plants which are grown on a field, so he can adopt this particular method, that is modifying the cultural practice. He can change the method of sowing, he can use a different crop or he can use crop rotation, irrigation time he can change and other things. For example, applying of the fertilizers, the time can also be changed and he can observe whether same pathogen is going to affect after using this particular practice or not. Last is creating conditions unfavorable for the pathogen. That is, you either space the plants preventing high humidity on the plant surface. This is going to prevent botrytis. Second is good soil drainage is maintained, then it reduces pythium and nematode attacks. Now we will see second method. First was avoidance. Now second is exclusion of inoculum. Now here we have two things. First is inspection and certification. Here periodic inspection of crops grown only for seeds. Now there are some crops which are grown only for seeds. For example, the cereals and grains, wherein periodic inspection of the crops is necessary. Periodic inspection means when the plants are grown, when they are yet to mature, when they are half mature and when they are fully matured. If 3 time intervals are taken and the inspector visits the field and checks all the 3 time interval, then whatever plants are infected, he can remove those and throw out of the field. So in such condition, the probability of the seeds, disease seeds form is low. Then it also prevents inter and intra-regional country spread of the disease. What does this mean? There are some plants which are produced only for seeds. So these seeds will be transported to different countries or worldwide. And if disease seeds are transported, the disease will be also transported along with the seed. Last is issuing phytosanitary certificate for import and export. Second is quarantine regulation. Following domestic, international and total embargo quarantine. Now this is carried out by experienced inspectors who are trained how to inspect a particular field or the stock of the plants. For all the entry points in country, whenever a plant or a vegetative plant stock is being exported from one country to another, there are different checkposts like wherein the material is being inspected, whether it is having any disease or not, and if it is clear, only then it is transported to other areas. Third is eradication of pathogen. Now this has got 4 things. First is rugging. This rugging is going to remove and disrupt the infected plants at an early stage before the pathogen forms propagules and get inseminated. Before that it is removed. Second is eradicating collateral host. Now there are some pathogen which requires 2 hosts to complete their life cycle and produce the propagules. So if you either remove the primary or the secondary host, then the pathogen is not able to form further propagules. Third is crop rotation. It helps in controlling soil-borne disease. We have already seen this, how soil-borne diseases make the soil weak and the plants. Fourth is sanitation. Now here it is aimed at eliminating or reducing the amount of inoculum or the spread of pathogen. Here we try to reduce the or eliminate the propagules, whatever they are present either in soil or on the plant body. Now these are some of the references. Thank you.